What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm always watching different videos. This guy's selling his Cobra. This thing has 90,000 miles, he told me. Can't believe it. I mean, it is 40 degrees out. It's gonna be colder tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and pull the car out, at least get it up to operating temp, and try and tell you the story about why I did this and how it all came to be, and who bought my car and who I bought my car from, and just how it all went down, because it's really crazy. It's hilarious watching this guy, these shippers, load this car and stall it. I mean, the same thing happened. Huh? Oh. You should have seen the shippers that picked mine up. Both of them. I mean, you would think these companies would get people that can actually drive cars, especially if they're trying to take care of them, but it's a joke. They hire anyone with a truck and a trailer. I'm going to make a whole video about the shipping company who did mine. This is just painful, seeing, the car you're buying stall over and over and over again. Just, to me, it's just car abuse. I know it doesn't really hurt the car. It's just, if anything, it hurts their reputation more than anything. What's up? So it's kind of warm, so I want to pull the car out, uncover it, and tell part of the story inside the car. Oh, the sun's going down. The driveway is shady now. And it's not that warm anymore. So it might take a little while to warm up. Yes, my hood is cracked. I always have it cracked in the winter because I got a tender on the battery and just I do my thing. In the summer it's different. But here it is. I pulled it out for like what, the second time, third time? Not sure. Really miss seeing this car. This winter is lasting so long because I just got back into the car scene, beginning of last year. So, yeah, I'm eager to drive. I never used to be like this in a while because I had a truck and I really didn't care. Listen to that. But I'm just gonna try to make a quicker video so you guys aren't bored with how this all went down. I'm just gonna sit in the car for part of it. I just gotta get this thing warmed up. Good job on the tint. Just gotta get it up to operating temp before I put it back in. It's the starting the car and not letting it get warm, and then you shut it off, like into shipping and stuff like that. If you have to move things around, that's what builds condensation in your exhaust. Yeah, it's just the camera doesn't pick up the colors like in person does. I see what Ford was saying. Look at that. Nice color. Nice shine. Take a peek while we're out here. Whew, forgot that fly's open. Smells like something's new or heating up under here. I just smell something. Very clean. All you Mystichrome guys, who built your motor? I want to start keeping track. I was doing it for all the Cobras, but I'm trying to do it for just the Mystichromes right now. I'm curious to see. Love that it's got the SVT thing. Can't really see it. right, here we are. I gotta figure out how things work. I don't even know how this radio works, how to put on the radio. I have no idea. I haven't spent any time in here. It's just cold and winter. But anyways, I'll probably take this out. I mean, it's probably a good idea to have it in. It's not drilled into the floor. It's into the seat brackets. And this is going to go too. I'm doing a whole new thing for that. Okay, so why did I do this? I started thinking about... Remember last year when I met my friend and I contemplated what I was doing? And I was like, wow, I might sell my car for a Mystichrome. And I was joking about it. Well, yeah, fast forward, here we are. And I'm happy. I mean... So long story short, the car that the guy is driving to come meet me is the other color that I was interested in getting. I love it. I love the color of the car. So when you said this color is a pain in the butt, it's not just the money, it's like the, I mean, to upkeep, it's the same as any other paint, right? Or
just when you scratch it or mess it up or stuff it, it's just expensive.
So cool. Man. It may make me want to sell mine and look for a Mystichrome. So yeah, I'm happy. And it was just been bothering me. I've been seeing cars posted for sale, you know, left and right, how things are on the pages. And I was talking to, you know, other people because they're like, yeah, part of it's just the fun of the search, you know, finding the car. And I know what it is, you know, finding it, trying to fly out or figure that out. I gotta get whatever that is up. Anyways, I should shut it off for a minute. Let me turn on the heat, warm it up. Warm it up for a minute before I shut it off and talk. So I was just thinking about it. I'm like, is DSG my favorite color? I mean, I kept seeing the Sonic Blues, and I love blue, but Mystichrome was always like the top because it changed colors. It does change to blue. It does change to all these different colors. Like Ford says it even changes to black at times. So I mean, I have yet to see that, but I mean, that's got to be pretty cool. It's cool to me, and I'm a painter now, which I never thought I'd be a painter, but I am one now, so that's just the way it is. Sounding good now. Let's see what the exhaust sounds like before I shut it down. Yeah, it's weird. I just noticed this, like the bolster skin on this side is like loose. It's like it loosened up from where they pinch it tight. So I might have to have somebody fix that. I'm sure it can be fixed. Because I mean, the seat looks mint. So I mean, it obviously, one of the stitches gave loose or something. It's not a big deal. See, a professional fabric person can just... That's all it needs is a little pay, right? So I just crossed my mind if I could even get one of these. I was like, how much could I sell my car for? I started just running things through my mind, and pretty soon you're running things so much through your mind, you're just making decisions. And I was like, yeah, I wish I could just put a feeler post out there and just see, you know, how much people are willing to pay. And I felt like my car was in decent enough condition, but I wanted this to work out where I wouldn't have to pay anything. I wanted this to just be like a even swap, if that's even possible. And many people reached out saying, you can't do that. I mean, well, maybe you can if you got a higher miles one and stuff like that. And why do you want to do that? You should keep it. Your car is clean. You're taking a gamble. You're not going to find one like you had, and just all this type of stuff. So the first thing I did was I looked for one because I said I'm not even going to list my car for sale until I find one, because I need to find one and peg one down before I even sell mine. Because I had some people saying, you know, you should sell your car and so you have the money ready so when the one does pop up, you can buy it. And I told them, yeah, well, what happens if I don't find it for like months and the market changes and it goes up by like 10 grand like it has, and then I really miss out. So I was weighing all these options in my mind. What am I going to do? And none of them were really coming up for sale. And I knew the good cars, a little hint, the good cars, if you want to find them, you got to reach out to like personal owners of the car. That's the only way you're going to find it. You know, you got to find them before they get listed for sale, because then you're competing with all these other people, you know, and Mysticchromes and stuff, like just more special cars. People can do stupid things, like if some, you know, even if that seller had it listed for like 45, you know, someone could be like, you know what, I'll give you 47 if you just sell it to me. You know, people do stuff like that, and then you're just boom, and there goes that deal. So I tried to get it before that. Shouldn't be complaining. The driver's seat is nice on this, and usually always the driver's seat on these cars are worn, even on the lower miles ones. I can't believe it. So yeah, I'll get into some of the cars that I've found first. This was like number 6 in line. This car was actually right when I was going to give up. So this is what happened. I might tell part of the story inside so I can show you some pictures. Cover it back up. My dad just rolls in his Hyundai and tries telling me, someone just offered me to trade for my car. You don't see these rare cars on the road. At least I can drive mine on the road all season. Non-car people just don't get it. Yeah, because I was just measuring some shifters, stock versus like this and MGW style, and just I'm going to make a nice one for this Magnum. Change the subject. I think I saw this on one of Justin's videos, maybe, or another SVT video, but it looked cool. It's like a Mystichrome or comp orange. Alright, so I'm just gonna have this face towards some pictures while I try and get through this. I wanted to try and do this story like recent so I can try and remember as many details as I can, because they're already starting to fade and, you know, new things are popping into my head. So I mean, things get pushed away and it's already kind of bad, so I'm probably gonna forget a lot of stuff here. So I wanted to track down a Mystichrome before I even decided to sell my car, and I figured if I put this goal in front of myself, like an incentive type of thing, that'll push me to get off this medication that I've been on a while. I'm still going through this detox, you know, as we speak. That's why I'm not ready to be on camera yet and be talking like Intervention 302 does or something, you know, he sits in front of his car and he's on camera for a while. Not really about that yet, but so the first one was just a bust. It was that one in Connecticut. It wasn't too far away. The guy said you could eat off the bottom, blah blah blah, and it wasn't nice at all, and he kicked us out. It was that one. I made a video on it. And then the next one, because after that I put ads up, you know, that I was looking for one, and a bunch of people, you know, and you guys knew that I was looking for one, so you guys would send me messages like, here's one, check this one out. So the next one was one in Texas. He was about to list it, or he just listed it, and I was like the first person to message him, and, you know, I sealed the deal. He's like, you're the first one in line. And this was after, there's probably some other ones too, but because I know this one I was like really eager to check out because everyone was saying, you gotta check this one in Texas out. Dude, look what just popped up, this one. And I think it had close to 50,000 miles, similar to the other one. Maybe had 40 something. And yeah, we get to talking about it, and you know that he sends me the mod list of when he bought the car, which was only like a year ago. Another guy who didn't have it for that long. And I swear a lot of these people just buy cars just to say they had it, you know? It's ridiculous. And then, yeah, the mod list, I saw there was like a seat modification and a half roll cage and this a single axle swap, and I was like, wow, deal breaker after deal breaker. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. And he's like, but the seats are still good, you can still use them as like a factory seat. And I was just, no thank you, sir. Sorry if I wasted your time any, but I'm looking for more of an original car inside. And what else? There was a bunch more. There's a few more. Sorry I don't have the details, but this guy, he's in the military. I'm sure people know he's got a lot of followers, but me and him were talking about his car, and this was actually going to be a done deal. I mean, we kind of agreed. He's like, as soon as I get back, he's like, yeah, I will sell it. The only problem is I'm like states away because he's in the military and he's like stationed to do something, but he was waiting for a vacation break to come back to California. And he's like, it should be any time. I put in my request, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, he like wasn't the easiest to communicate with. And I was getting a weird vibe, like maybe this guy doesn't want to sell it, or maybe he's got a certain price in mind, because I even gave him like a price range and he didn't even respond back. I gave him like because he told me this one had like 63,000 miles, so I mean it wasn't low. I mean obviously it could be low to him. And so yeah, and things just happened where I was going to be waiting too long, and it stinks. I really wanted to go to California. It was like a reason to get there, because that's like the one state I've always wanted to visit, like Southern California. But it didn't work out. And I mean, it's good that it didn't work out, because I found one for like, you know, I'm getting to that, lower miles. And yeah, it's similar to the one I bought though. Same wheels, same color, it's lowered. It's got a Kenny Bell on it too, which I liked, but then I read up on the Kenny Bells and it was like the 2.2 is the screamer, the other ones you don't know if those ones scream. So then I came across, you know, Ty Ricky's car, and I reached out to him. Oh, it's because I was about to give up. I was like, all right. I'm like, maybe they're just not out there. I was talking to Justin. He's like, you just got to wait a while. It took me this long to find the right one for me. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I just decided to cool it. And the same day that I decided to take a few steps back, I saw a post by someone on Facebook, and he was like, talking about adjusting his hood latch or something, and I was like, ooh, look at that one. It was nice looking. So I reached out to the guy, and I was just like, hey, if you ever think about selling that car, I'll shoot you an offer. And he's like, yeah, I'd have to think about it. And because then I was telling him like I'm legit serious, I'd give you a serious offer. And he's like, can you give me a night to think about it before you shoot me any type of offer? So that's what I did. I waited, and then I said, do you want me to shoot you an offer? And then I just shot it to him, and he's like, that's a very good offer, but I just need some time to think on it. And then he came back with a counter offer, and he said, if you want it for this price, basically he was just saying, if you want it for this price, then you can take all my parts I have for it and whatever toys and just stuff like that, all the paperwork. And the price wasn't that bad, you know. I mean, it's a good price. I know the market on these cars, so I was like, you know, I can do that. I didn't even try to give him a counter offer. So the next step was my car, selling it. And honestly, I was a little worried that I wasn't going to be able to make this happen just because of the money. I mean, I didn't have any money saved up to put on top of this. And I was like, man, this has to work out like an even swap somehow. And everyone I was talking to is like, you can't swap, terminate DSG for a Mystichrome. It's just not going to happen. And I was like, you don't know. I'm like, people like their colors, so maybe this will happen. And then I listed it for sale, and I got some people laughing, of course, saying, look, this is ridiculous. This is GT500 prices. This is, just putting me down. But a lot of people did like it. I mean, I posted tons of videos. You saw them. I wanted to show people that it is as clean as I say it is. And basically, I was getting a ton of interest on it. A lot of people saying they were interested and talking me down a good amount. A lot of offers under 40, which wasn't going to work. I needed at least, my number was in my head I had. Because I was either going to sell it on the stock wheels for a certain price or sell it on the CCWs and then sell those wheels separate. I did have buyers lined up for the wheels right away. And so yeah, things were a little flaky with sellers, and I just wanted this to work out, and I know I shouldn't pray for stuff like this and I shouldn't tempt the Lord, but I was in the shower and I was trying to deal with convincing my mind that we have to deal with this withdrawal and we're gonna do this. And I just prayed and I said, if you can make this happen somehow, I'll really put in the effort to do this and make it a good year, because I do not want to go through another year just dealing with this. I can't do it anymore. And I got out of the shower. I mean, it wasn't even a half an hour later. It was 20 minutes, and I left to go to the pet store to get some crickets for the lizards. And Cobra Bob called me, and I didn't answer. And he's like, and then he texted, he's like, there's somebody on SVT forums that's asking about your car. And I was thinking, I'm like, how did they see my car? I'm like, I'm not on there. I don't post on there. So I called Cobra Bob, and they said there's some post going, and someone shared your screenshot of your post on Facebook and got some interest, and there's this new member, Jacob, and he's real interested in your car. Give him a call. And I was trying to tell him, because a lot of people were wasting my time already. So I basically was saying, what do you know about this guy and this? And he said, all he had to say was, I really don't know. He's a new member. He just signed up, but he does seem serious. And then, so I called this guy, and honestly, I didn't know what to make of it at first, because he was asking me questions about the car, and it was just, it seemed too good to be true. He wasn't even asking me down on the price or anything. But it turns out this guy bought my car. He put a down payment on it a few days later, and I was like, okay, well, let's see if he actually, because this guy wanted to wire the money. And the weird thing is, we formed a quick relationship really fast, me and this guy. I mean, even he realized, he's like, dude, you're just like me. I mean, we like the same color cars. He actually bought a Mystichrome after he bought my DSG, so I mean, he has both those colors now. But yeah, the biggest thing was our faith, though. I mean, that was on point. And he's like, and it's very rare that I find people that are the same as me, that my faith about everything, because I'm strong on issues like abortion and sex before marriage and all this stuff now. I'm full on scripture, and this guy was just like me. And which I thought was so weird. I'm like, is someone messing with me right now? Is this? That's why I just didn't know if this thing was going to be legit or not. And but I was thinking, I'm like, oh, if he's someone of the Lord, he's probably not lying, you know, he's being honest. So I just went with it, and it all worked out. And then come to find out, he's got the same issue with like the medication I was on. Like, he's been off it for like 10 years now, so we have that in common too, which was just crazy. And then the guy who I'm buying the car from, Ty Ricky, same thing. He's a faithful guy, believes in God, and he's clean, like, I think like 13 years off, like, you know, like heroin use, like the hardcore stuff. So I mean, I have stuff in common with these two people, and they're both like, we're so similar. It was just the bond that formed. It seemed too good to be true. For one thing, how my car just sold basically 20 minutes after I prayed that prayer. And I'm not saying that works for everybody, but I don't know. I've been walking with the Lord for 6 years now, and some people can think of me whatever they want. I don't try and push it on people, but I do know what's true, and I know what's right, and I just want to share what happened to me, because I'm the last person in the world that God should have saved or touched, because I'm going to make stories eventually, and you're going to see just how bad a person I was from basically from my mom's womb up until like 26, 7, I don't know. It's just unbelievable. And that's how it worked out. And then Ty Ricky just got a GT500 yesterday. He flew out, picked it up. 500? Yeah, I think it's a 500. I'm not up on the newer cars. And I know I'm leaving out a ton of details on all this, but I mean, it just goes crazy with the shippers and just everything. Oh, now we're getting into some of the pictures I shared. But yeah, it was just amazing the way things worked out. I knew it was like a sign. And it's like the Lord always holds up to his end of the bargain, but me, not so much. So I really need to pull through on this and focus, because I'm not going to be able to enjoy the car fully if I have to make sure I'm good on something else before I can do this, before I can do that. It's a nightmare. But I hope that the story so I really hope the story came out okay, because I feel like I left out a ton of details. So yeah, basically this whole thing worked out. I even gave the guy who bought my car $500 off just because he didn't ask for any price off, and I liked him, so I was just whatever. So I basically got what I asked for that car. So I actually made $1,000 on this deal, plus I got the car I wanted, which has like lower miles than my car, and it's the color I want, and it's in great condition. You know, stuff like that just doesn't happen. Plus it has one of my favorite pairs of wheels on it too, so you can't complain. Yeah, there's that. So my DSG had like 48,000 miles. I sold it for $43,500 with the CCWs, and I bought the new car for $42,500. And the shipping that I paid to get it here was like $900. I asked for a refund on it, but the guy stopped talking to me after I said that, just because I wasn't happy with the whole service. I'm gonna make a video on that. But that's it, guys. Until the next video. I hope the next video is when I take it out and drive the car. I wish I could get one of these for the VMP. I wish they made some cool pulleys for it, but you know, what are you gonna do? It seems like a cool blower, so I can't wait. The seller's a great guy, the buyer's a great guy. Couldn't been happier. So thanks for watching. God